All right, so here we are. We're going to do a few minor details on the doors, just some options that we have when we're working with the doors here. So I've set up two doors here on my map for us to look at. And I'm going to show you how to lock the door. Because remember, any rooms that we're not using, we're going to go ahead and lock. Now, we can also unlock these doors later on. So if we wanted to have a room with a locked door and you've got to go into the kitchen and find the key and then bring the key back, we can unlock the door by doing something like that. Or if we've just got a door that we don't want the player to open, we can just lock the door. And this is how we will block off parts of the map that we don't need the player going into without, putting a fake door there. You'll actually be able to like move the handle and it'll rattle, but the door is locked. I'm also going to show you how to have a door start open because not all the doors in your house are closed all the time. So maybe the door to the bathroom is open, and so the game will start with that door open, and then you can open and close it or whatever you want to do to it. So the first thing we're going to do here is these are just regular doors, nothing different. This is door 01, the same door that you've been using. I've got a different skin on this one, just simply to show a variation in it. So I'm going to click on the door. I'm going to use my selection tool here and just double click on it, which brings up the object properties dialog menu for the door. So I've named it. It's a good thing to get in a habit of naming doors. Just down the road, if we're finding keys and stuff like that, or maybe there's a keypad and you want to punch in a key code, we need to be able to identify the door that we're opening. So early on here in your level design process, it's a good habit to get into to name objects. So if you look on your object properties for this door, there's a little name block right here. So if I click on that, I can type into this box right here any name I want. So I'm going to just call this one open door, because this one's going to be open. Oops, I should spell door right though, right? Okay, open door. Click apply. Okay. And this will be blank by default. I had already named it door 1, but for the sake of the lesson, I went ahead and renamed it. So like I said, good habit to get into when we're putting in entities, especially interactive entities. It's a good idea. There's the bell. You guys probably haven't heard that in a while. It's a good idea to name these things. Just get in the habit of naming entities that you have. We're going to go down a little bit. World model. Remember, that's door 01 left. That's our standard door. Under skin, these are the different skins you can have. We're going to go down a little bit further. And we're going to go to spawn position, where it says open forward here. So when you click on spawn position, there's going to be a drop down here, and it'll probably say closed by default. It'll look something like that. But when I change it, these are my options here. So I can open it forward, I can open it backward, or I can have it ajar, which means not all the way open, not all the way closed. It's like, cracked open. And then it says if you're going to use the ajar, there's an angle down here somewhere, a jar angle, where you can tell it how much you want it to be open. But I don't want to mess with that yet, because we'll talk about angling of the doors when we make custom doors. But let's just look at open back. Okay. Now it's kind of neat. You can tell which property values I've changed, because once I change them, they turn purple. So if you're ever curious what you've changed on an entity, all you have to do is look at its properties, and you'll notice that they turn purple once I change them. So if I put spawn position back to closed, see how it turned back to white? Because now that's the default. So just a little tip for you there. If you're looking for things that I've changed, you'll see this. Okay? So let's see, I think that's about it. Yeah, so on this page right here, this is all we're going to mess with. Now there's a lot of other options here. Don't mess with them yet, okay? We'll get to them as we need them. But we're going to name this door. Pick whatever skin you want. We chose a world model. It's door 01 left. Spawn position is going to be open. I did forward, but you could do open back if you want. Don't worry about the hinge axis. This is just from us moving the door around and stuff. Now, we're going to click apply, and we're going to go to the flags tab. Okay, so see this tab right here that says flags? So we have a whole bunch of tabs here. This one says flags. So under flags, these are a bunch of options for the door that are like either on or off type options. You'll notice one of them says starts open. So I'm going to check that. And what that does is in the previous class info tab right here, I said spawn position open forward. Under flags, I'm going to go ahead and check start open. So both of those together should get the door to spawn open. I've had it work with one or the other, but by doing both, it's always worked. So there could be chances for it to glitch, but if you do both, for me, it's always worked. This one here by default where it says use closes, what that means is that you can open and close the door. If you uncheck that, you're only allowed to open the door. So we're going to leave that one. So let's click apply, and we'll close that up. And so that's it. When we run the map, you're going to see that that door is open. Now let's look at the one that I have next to it. All right, so this door here, double click it. Name, I named it door 2. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to locked door. Click apply to set it. There we go. So this is locked door. I'm going to go down, no changes here. I'm going to go to flags. And I'm going to check the box that says starts locked. Okay, so I'm going to check that. Click apply. And I'll close it. So now the door on the left, this one here is going to start open. The door on the right, this one here is going to start locked. So let's go ahead and run the map and we will test it. Options are good. Okay, so here's my map. And let's run around and check. So I'm in my dining room. I'm going to go out front. I put the doors in my garage. All right, so we know the first one worked, right? Because as soon as I came around this corner, you can see that this door is open. So that door is the one that we marked to set open. And I think I had it to open back, or it doesn't really matter. If you don't like it, you just flip it to the other one. So if you want it open back or open forward, one's going to open one direction, the other one's going to open the other way. So that looks good. Come over here, I can close it. That's fine. So fully functional door, it just started in the open position. So now let's look at this one. So this is the one that we told to start locked. So if I run over here, I can hit my use button, but you can see nothing's happening. If I turn my speakers on, you can hear the sound effect. Door's locked. Okay? So those are your lessons for the day. We have the start open feature and we have the start locked feature. Now just keep in mind that the start lock, we can reverse that. So later on I'll show you guys how to have one entity talk to another entity so that if we grab a key, it will unlock a door or something to that effect. So, but for today, now you know how to lock every single door in your house that you're not going to use. And you can also have some of the doors start open if you'd like. All right, and that's it. So lesson today, lock doors that aren't used, open a door if you want, and then continue working on doors and walls, getting your first and second floor done if you have a second floor. Finishing up because we're going to do a progress check today. So I want to see a picture with some doors in it and some walls. And then once we've got all the layout done, then we'll start changing from the dev texture to like a really nice plaster, wallpaper, whatever you want.